Well, on to our big discussion this evening in what was a complete exhibition of VIP apathy. On the 28th of January, a speeding Audi rammed into an auto rickshaw and killed all 4 of the people inside it. The owner of the Audi, Dr Manish Rawat, who is a surgeon and a doctor, fled the scene. He did not attempt to look at the people or check if they were okay or check if they needed help or call an ambulance or call the police. He just simply ran away. He made no attempt to get in touch with or compensate the families of those who died. He has now, from what we understand, filed an insurance claim for his extremely expensive and obnoxious vehicle. What's more, Dr Manish Rawat has been missing since that horrific accident. Our network, though, tracked him down and found out who Dr Manish Rawat was and who said his driver, Ishaq Ahmed, was behind the wheel. Now, I also want to give our audience a quick recap of what happened. On the 28th, this accident took place. Dr Manish Rawat, who you see on your screen right now, fled the scene. 2 days later, one person called Ishaq Ahmed, showed up at the magistrate's court, said he was the driver, he was driving the car, he confessed, he paid his bail, and then he disappeared. We now understand the Ishaq Ahmed, who actually lives in Gujarat, has turned around and said that it was never him. He actually drives a truck, and the person who showed up in the magistrate's office was simply framing him. Was there really a driver in question, or did Dr Manish Rawat drive that car? Our network tracked him down and asked him these questions.
After more than a week, Dr Manish Rawat has appeared before the investigators and he has joined the investigation. He's the owner of the Audi Q7, unfortunately by which 4 people were run down and they died. Dr Rawat, my first question is, where were you during this time period and why your phone was switched off, which was raising question on your conduct, the way you have dealt with this accident?
Look, after the accident, my cell phone got crashed after the accident after a few minutes because I was in panic situation over there. Then I went to my home in Ghaziabad. Then I went to look for the driver, which he was staying in my government accommodation in Lodi Colony, but he was not there. So I tried to find out where the driver. So I ran here and there to look for the driver, but in the vain I was not able to find out my driver. So I informed some of the relatives, some of the friends of the driver to please call him up for the investigation. Police gave me a notice on 30th of the morning, which I replied the same day at my house only. Then in the 30th evening, driver gave a bail application to the court, and 31st he got the bail from the honorable court. Then I went to my wife and my children because I was in such a mental trauma that I was not able to hold myself also. Then on 4th or 5th of February, I got to know from the media that the police is searching for me because my mobile was not working at that time for the statement. So I went to the police station in Ghaziabad to give my statement on 5th.
Dr. Rawat, the accident happened around 11:50. Your phone cell tower location was 1205 Sector 3, 1203 it was Sector 5 of Vasundhara, and you are saying that your phone was crashed. Instead of calling the police, instead of going to the police station, which is barely 2 kilometers away from the spot, to save your life, I'm going by the statement which you are saying, you prefer to run away from the spot. You being in such a noble profession, you did not call ambulance, you left from the spot along with your driver.
Already the people standing over there were calling the police. Already 100 number was dialed by the ongoing people over there. And accident occurred at around 12:15, not at 11:15. So my cell location was there only.
Our investigation shows that Ishaq Ahmed, the person who appeared before the court and he surrendered, someone else was misusing his document and who claimed that he is your driver.
Actually, I was knowing Ishaq Ahmed since 1.5 years when I was in Bareilly. He used to drive my car over there also. Then when I came to Delhi, in 15-20 days I called him up for this job. Actually, before putting my driver on this job, I have verified his ID, driving license for the RTO also. It was verified, then only I kept the person over there. if I already know a person from Bareilly, I know some of the friends over there, I know where he's staying, there was no question that he was an imposter.
Doctor, society data shows that you don't have any driver, you drive your own vehicle, you have not got any security identity card from the society, which is a very high profile society.
Because that society don't belongs to me, that society belongs to my in-laws. Okay, I stay in my government accommodation in Lodi Colony, which was in renovation at that time.
Allegations are being made that since your brother-in-law is an IAS officer in UP, he was trying to protect you. You have tried to misuse the law. You have been running away since 10 days. And after the notice was sent, when the cops said that NBW will be issued against you, then you have appeared.
Actually, my brother-in-law is recently joined IAS, so there's not the question. Second of all, I gave the reply to the notice on 30th only to the police. And then the driver surrendered and he got the bail. So I was not on the run.
Do you have any kind of remorse about the death of old people? You have claimed your insurance instead of calling the family members. Did you even try to ask that who were these people who lost their life because of your car? The car, which is 70 lakhs of rupees, and now you're claiming insurance without, thinking about the family member.
No, I am thinking about the family member. Being a doctor, I am very much hurt with this accident because, we as a doctor try to save the patient the whole day.
But you did not do that.
That is what I am saying. I was not able to do that. Because that was an accident. That was not intentionally something that I can do over here. That was an accident. Accidentally, the victim got died over there. So I can't do anything over there. But yeah, I am very much upset with this accident, and I was very much mentally tortured with this.
Doctor, since you know the technicalities, you know that the alcohol mixed with the body very soon. Were you under influence of any kind of alcohol, or your driver was under consumption of it, which cannot be proved at this hour because it's been more than 7 days after the driver appeared before the court?
As per my knowledge, my driver don't drink. I don't know about the rest of them.
Will you go and try to talk to the cops regarding the family members who have lost their life, because they are claiming that cops are not doing it?
I will.
That was an exclusive interview with Dr. Manish Rawat, who has joined the investigation. His driver has also surrendered, but the way this the process has gone is certainly very suspicious, on which Dr. Rawat has given his explanation.
Well, Manish Rawat claims that he's traumatized and that he's extremely upset about this incident. I'll tell you the people who are really traumatized and upset: the victims' parents who lost young children. 20s, in their 20s, these young people were. Here are the victims who claim that the police have just not done their job on this particular case.
कि जो ये अपराध आए दिन हो रहे हैं, तो ये अपराध के ऊपर कोई ऐसा कानून प्रधानमंत्री जी बनाए कि जो ये बड़े बड़े घरों के बेटे पैसा रुपया वाले हो जाते हैं, महंगी महंगी गाड़ियां खरीदते हैं, शराब में धुत रहते हैं, नशे में उनको कुछ सुझाई नहीं पड़ता है, हजारों परिवार उजाड़ रहे हैं। इनके ऊपर सख्त से सख्त कानून बने और प्रशासन से मेरी अपील है कि आ करके ये जो आपराधिक लोग यहाँ इस तरह से काम कर रहे हैं, इन लोगों के ऊपर भी सख्त सख्त कानून बना के इनको सजा दिलाएं। और मेरी एक अपील ये है कि वो जो बोल रहा मैं वहाँ नहीं था, मैं गाड़ी नहीं चला रहा था, उस गाड़ी के स्टेयरिंग के जहाँ उसके पैर रहते इसके फिंगरप्रिंट लिए जाएं। मोबाइल की लोकेशन डॉक्टर की मेरे बच्चों ने लिया है तो उसी जगह पे इंदिरापुरम में मिली है। अब लोग बताते हैं कि वो डॉक्टर वहाँ नहीं था, उसकी लोकेशन नहीं है। काफी उसके साथ मदद करी जा रही है। कौन मदद कर रहा है? पूरी जो लाइव बनाई जाती है वो मिटा दी जाती है। तो इसके लिए मेरी अपील है, प्रशासन से अपील है कि मेरी आवाज अगर आप तक पहुंच रही है तो ये मेरी मदद करें और कानून का मदद करें। मेरी एक बच्चे की माँ तड़प रही, एक बाप तड़प रहा, उसके 2 बच्चे हैं, जवान बीवी है। किस तरह से हमारा जीवन यापन होगा? कैसे मैं जीऊंगी? मैं अपने बच्चे के बगैर मैं तो नहीं जिंदा रहूंगी, कुछ भी हो जाए।
Appalling state of affairs. That was Sunita Singh. Sunita Singh's son, Yagavendra Singh, was one of the victims who lost his life in the Audi hit-and-run case. There's also Vishal Singh and Rinku Yadav. These were the three people in the back of the auto rickshaw, and Sanjeev, who was driving that auto rickshaw. All four of them lost their lives to this callous behavior and these callous responses that Manish Rawat today, and I'm not going to call him Dr. Manish Rawat, I think he's lost the right to call himself that. Manish Rawat today spoke to the reporter at Times Now saying that he's extremely distressed and that's why he was not reachable for 3 days. The problem here, viewers, is that people who commit hit-and-run crimes are let off on bail. And there's this massive gaping grey area where rich people constantly put up somebody else to take the fall for them. That is a problem that needs to be solved immediately. Joining me on the show, Sujay Kantawala, lawyer who's currently in Ahmedabad, Vikram Singh, former IPS of UP, and Mulla, former DCP crime in Bangalore. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Vikram Singh, it does seem like one more time, Vikram Singh, that the police in UP messed up.
Faye, what can I say? Unfortunately, what you're saying happens to be absolutely correct. The police have flawed not once, but in the first instance, the vigorous pursuit that was expected to go after the accused, that did not happen. Number two, what efforts were made to recover the CCTV footages of the Olive County residences, that was not recovered. Third, instead of having and going in for a hot pursuit, conducting raids against the accused, I don't know, for whatever reason or logic, they decided to issue letters to Dr. Manish and other accused. Normally, in such sensational and such heinous offences, the police raiding parties go out, declare reward on the arrest and actionable intelligence. All this did not happen. One would suspect, is there some kind of a soft corner? Is there an attempt to soft pedal? Is there an attempt to dilute the serious charges? Obviously, the indications are that the police bungled with the investigations and there are terrible fault lines in the investigation conducted till now. And if the police need to get the credibility in order, they must suspend the current investigator, have it investigated by a senior police officer, not below the rank of Deputy Superintendent of Police, have a team of investigators, get whatever vestiges of forensic and other important evidence that can possibly be garnered from the car.
Isn't it possible that a lot of the evidence has already been lost? That the crucial first 24 hours have been lost?
Most of the evidence, including drunken driving, would have been compromised by now. And whatever is left, that needs to be collected. But the priceless and the most valuable evidence is already lost.
I want to bring in Mulla here. Mr. Mulla, thank you for joining us. I think there's a fundamental problem in the fact that the accused who get picked up in hit-and-run cases that cause murder, that cause death, are allowed off on bail. Shouldn't that be a non-bailable offence? Because fundamentally, that's the problem we're facing right now. The person who showed up at the magistrate's court, owned up, took bail and has skipped bail. They can't find him anymore. The person who does have the documents claims it was never him to begin with.
Well, actually, there is the offence of an accident is taken not that seriously unless the outcome is traumatizing. For example, in an accident like 304A or 279, in any case of accident, the mens rea is not there. The mens rea is the primary object or primary ingredient in a crime. The intention to do the crime is not there in an accident. Therefore, generally this is taken.
Four people are dead. Four people are dead. Evidence of whether or not there was drunken driving has been lost.
Therefore, I'm telling you.
If someone gets behind the wheel drinking, after drinking, Mr. Mulla, doesn't that amount on some level to some sort of maybe culpable or not culpable homicide?
No.
Shouldn't it?
I'm drawing a line between a case wherein which is taken as an accident and a case which is done as an intention. Accident is general, but unfortunately some people take advantage of this grey area of law. And police also, with the help of police or without the help of police. I mean, compromising with the police or without compromising the police, an offender is produced before police saying that he is the accused. And as the punishment is ends up in what you could say in fine, therefore many unsuspectingly accept that to be their own crime and plead guilty in the court of law, and the case ends there. But in case of serious offense where 2-3 victims have died, or people on the sleeping on the footpath have died, police have taken it very seriously and investigated properly. Whereas this is generally a common practice where in a smaller accidents.
Well, Mr. Mulla, I accept your concern and the fact that you've explained that to our audience, but we must remember, Sujay Kantawala, there have been cases where people living on the footpath have died. The police have not taken it seriously, and nobody, it turns out, was driving that car that killed a few people in Mumbai. But Sujay Kantawala, here are the numbers in front of me. 57,083 hit-and-run cases were reported in 2016, out of which 20,709 cases, someone lost their lives. It turns out the conviction rate, where somebody actually gets convicted, in 2014 was 4%, which means only 4 out of 100 cases does the perpetrator of that crime, and I see it as a crime, only in 4 out of 100 cases have we seen a conviction. Sujay Kantawala, what's going on in our courts of law? Why aren't we able to see justice, and why is the law so easily malleable around this problem?
And Faye, the conviction, the dismal conviction rate is only because of cases like Dr. Manish Rawat. Now, after reading about it in the papers, I had a doubt, but after seeing his interview today, the way you took it, I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this is a stinking rat of a case. Look at what he has admitted on TV before your reporter. He says that he was traumatized, he was in a panic situation, so his cell phone crashed. Cell phone would never crash because of that. Cell phone was switched off. Then he absconds. He is not available. He is a doctor. He is it's an honorable profession. He sees 4 people lying on the road, possibly they died by then, and he does nothing to even try to help them. He does nothing to even take them to a hospital. He does nothing to stop passerby cars and try to help them. He was supposed to do it as a doctor. He doesn't do that. Then he says that my driver suddenly vanished and into thin air. Then he says that no, look, I was not available and I contacted my wife and children after a few days. And then when through the media, he comes to know that the police are investigating this case. Now, all these are very extremely suspicious circumstances. Cognizable offenses, these are cognizable offenses. Supreme Court has said in Lalita Kumari's case that in a cognizable offense, a police officer can arrest without a warrant. I am asking a question, why is Dr. Manish Rawat not arrested so far? Why has he not been arrested so far? He should have been arrested immediately. The police have completely slopped over it, and I agree with Mr. Vikram Singh when he says that it's shameful for the police to have glossed over it. And now this reveals the fact that he is connected. Dr. Manish Rawat is connected, and those angels are helping him till today. I would suggest that even the police today should take action, arrest him immediately, and start investigation into this case.
Vikram Singh, it's true that Dr. Manish should be picked up and put behind bars right away. But it does seem like what Sujay is describing to us is a typical case of corruption. Somebody in the system has been paid off to let Dr. Manish Singh off the hook, Manish Rawat off the hook, Vikram Singh.
I am in total agreement with what Mr. Sujay Kantawala ji has to say, and obviously it is beyond anybody's imagination. This is not perfect picture book investigation. This is a flawed investigation, a horribly washed up investigation, and there is somebody who is trying to bail out Manish for obvious reasons. He should have been behind bars by now. He should have been subjected to narco analysis and polygraph tests too. both the driver and the driver getting out on bail, the so-called driver, suddenly it is not the first time that in such a case a guardian angel emerges from heavens and claims to be on the wheels. This is the second time that we have seen in recent months where a person comes and claims to be on the driver, possibly to save a high-profile VIP who was the accused. In this case, Manish should have been behind bars. All the others who should have been possibly interrogated, this so-called driver and Manish should have been confronted and questioned. How well do you know each other? People in the society should have been questioned. But the police choose to look up as if it is a financial investigation. You get the documents, you send summons, you send letters. This is not the SOP in such cases where raids are organized, accused are arrested, and these people are put behind bars. And forensic and other important evidence are collected and put before the court of law so that they do not get bail. And in this case, the driver appears and suddenly disappears into thin air. What kind of magic or what kind of, we are reducing it to an absolutely laughable levels. This is no investigation. This is giving an escape route to the accused and a high profile accused. You are very right, Faye, that there's not much more to it than what meets the eye.
Mr. N.D. Mulla, a botched up investigation to serve someone rich.
Mr. Vikram Singh says.
Yeah, Sujay, I'll come to you. But I just want to bring in N.D. Mulla here. Do you agree, Mr. Mulla, that if you or your teams were in charge of this investigation, it would have gone differently?
I agree with both the gentlemen that the doctor should have been brought to the book immediately. But the police have come to know of these facts only now. So they should compensate for what wrongs they have done already. The doctor should be arrested and case should be investigated properly because there's a lot of evidence that will be collected.
Mr. Mulla, the police were aware of the ownership of the car and they were fully aware as to the natural course of investigation would have been get hold of the owner of the car and immediately do not allow him to tinker with the CCTV footages.
As I told you, sir, as I told earlier,
May I say something?
As I told earlier, such incidents have always happened in case of accidents. Someone else comes and pleads guilty and police take it for granted because he goes to the court and accepts his guilt, pays the fine. And in this particular case, now the facts have come before the police and I hope police will do de novo investigation and erase all the faults that they have done already and do a perfect investigation and bring the accused to the before the court of law to face the trial.
Sujay, I must also point out to you that the CCTV footage that we're talking about in the building where Manish Rawat was living was deleted. So there was no CCTV footage. Nobody could tell who came in and who came out that night. Sujay, go on.
Well, proper investigation done.
Your reporter asked a question and your reporter has asked people in the society also. Manish Rawat himself was driving the car. There is no Ishaq Ahmed. He doesn't have a driver, it seems. So therefore, this CCTV footage which has been deleted, 101% there are people who are helping him. And I request that the jurisdictional high court should suo moto take action in this matter, take up this matter and cancel the bail. See to it that this imposter who has obtained bail should be brought before the court and Dr. Manish Rawat should be arrested because I suspect a stinking rat over here. There was no Ishaq Ahmed. Somebody has come and the imposter has obtained bail. He applies for bail, gets bail the next day. These are extremely serious issues. And this practice, if Dr. Mulla says, is happening again and again, it is such a sad thing for this country that poor people who die don't get justice. And such people like Dr. Manish Rawat, who still continue to be called doctor, get away with heinous crimes like this. Therefore, this requires in-depth investigation. And if there is an advocate available, if there is no advocate available, I am willing to appear in this matter and see to it that the victims get justice.
In fact, Sujay, this brazen, heinous crime, and now Dr. Manish Rawat surfaces today to file his insurance claim on his expensive car, which means he was not available up till now to aid the investigation. He was not available to actually check on the families.
He should not get even 1 rupee of insurance. In fact, he should be penalized and imprisoned.
Should be penalized and imprisoned.
See, now, I don't know. there are two aspects to this. One is morality of Dr. Rawat, and another is the guilt of the accused. And yet another aspect is, I do not know how far the police were aware and did not take action. If police were aware of this and still did not take action against Dr. Harish Rawat, then they are also guilty. Whoever the IO, whoever the SHO of the particular police station is also guilty
appreciate the fact that when Dr. Rawat got out from his car, he saw 4 people dead. What did he do at that stage?
He ran away.
What did he do at that stage when he saw 4 people dead? Why do you say that the police came later? Dr. Rawat was supposed to help those victims. It was his duty as a doctor. He has taken the Hippocratic oath. Forget anything. Any citizen is supposed to help people. Supreme Court has said he was a doctor. How can he explain his behavior? Obnoxious behavior to abscond. Completely suspicious.
Vikram Singh,
this leads to the guilt of Dr. Rawat.
Final word to Vikram Singh. Vikram Singh.
I'm in total agreement with Sujay ji that the police have flawed, and whatever Dr. Manish has to say is evasive and unconvincing. And his conduct is reprehensible and it should be investigated thoroughly. Why did he go underground for the first 3 days? It is a very incriminating act in the first place.
Absolutely. Why did he leave the scene of the crime? Why did he leave those 4 people dead and bleeding on the street as a doctor? Where is his conscience? Why didn't he stay? Why did he allow his so-called driver to flee the scene? And why was he not available to the police for the first 3 days? He only surfaced, let me remind you, when it was time for him to claim his insurance. We're going to keep tracking this case very, very closely here on Magicbricks Now. I want to thank the 3 gentlemen on the panel this evening for joining us. And we're going to make sure for that mother who cried at the beginning of this show that there is justice done in this particular case, and the pressure on the police to do the right thing stays on. Thanks for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Magicbricks Now. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magicbricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/Magicbricks Now.